welcome to Lian's Corner, which is a cozy, candid space where Annie and Lily, two besties with bigger dreams, bigger hearts, share everything from 2 a.m.s to deep chats. And today we are welcoming our very second guest, the Thezayashow.
Hi, how's it going?
Could you introduce a little bit about yourself to the audience?
Of course. So my name's Zaya. I'm the host of the Zaya Show on all streaming platforms. Essentially, my podcast is all about becoming your true authentic self, about happiness, and just trying to make a world a better place. Outside of a podcaster, I'm also an actor as well, and I love creating. So that's a little bit about me.
Okay, in this episode today, we are gonna talk about love untold stories, which is a very common topic which is happening around many people, I mean young people as well as middle-aged people. So there is an increasing number of people who have experienced their lifetime during love stages. So what do you think about the love, the definition of perfect love?
What do I think about when I hear a love story or when I hear about love? Okay. When I hear about love, what I see about love when I hear it is unity. I think love, it crosses different areas where it's just not romantic. It could also be platonic. It could also be spiritual. It could also be even in the most weirdest ways where it's like a weird connection with the material. Like we all know that one person that's very connected with something very materialistic and it's like, you're crazy. So I feel like love is very unbound. It's very free in a way, and I think love is very such a beautiful thing, and it's also a very complex thing. Because if you love a certain way, it could be a little more dangerous and more relaxing to the mind.
That's a great point. And now we are moving on to part one, the myth of perfect love. Why do you think society is so drawn to the idea of perfect love? Why many people have to think about building a perfect love at any time?
My opinion on love being perfect is never perfect. I feel like if you try to aim for perfection when you're with the person, it always goes sour very fast and very quick. My best advice, honestly, especially in my current relationship, is that love is also unpredictable, is unperfect. Not saying in a way where you have problems with your partner, but in a way where unperfect is you accept them for their flaws. So, do you accept your partner for their morning breath? Do you accept their partner if they can't cook or if they can't clean as well or they just don't wear the right clothing at the right event when you're trying to impress somebody? So, that's what we mean by not being perfect. Now, there's some characteristics where it's like controlling, bad with money. Those are things where we should be a little more concerned in putting up boundaries. But I feel like when you say love is not perfect, that's what I think about accepting someone for their flaws and also allowing them for to become a new version of themselves because I feel like we always hide our true selves in the first few months when we're talking to somebody that we really like, especially a crush, because you try to be perfect and then it just like comes out like you could be like, yes, I eat very healthy, but 2 o'clock at night you're eating chocolate and cookies. So it's that I just think love is very unperfect, and it's that's when it becomes the most authentic, and that's when it becomes the most fun, and then that's when you talk about marriage. Because if it's too perfect, then it's like there's no room to grow, no happiness in a way.
So you mean that love is really as simple as the story we tell? It's complicated, messy, and deeply human. Yet we often wait for the right person at the right time, as if love depends entirely on fate and mutual understanding. This raises an important question. Is the right person at the right time a destiny, a choice, or just an excuse to avoid reality in real life? What is your opinion on it?
Hmm.
Yes.
That's a very good question. Dang. Wow. I feel like in my personal life, right person, right time very is very telling. Like I'm in a phase in my age range in my 20s where your life is constantly changing. And for personally for me, I feel like the right person comes at the right time. I feel like there are certain things where I was not prepared for emotionally, mentally, especially going through university and focusing on my career. It could be a lot when you find the right person, and I feel like everything happens for a reason. I'm one of those people. So if it's like we weren't meant to be together, it's something that I don't like cry about all the time. Like I might cry my first 2 days, but I'm not going to cry about it a year after or 2 years after reminiscing because I'm like everything happens for a reason. We're not meant to be. We did not get back together. Now if it's like for my current partner, we were actually friends first, and it was kind of like we already got to know each other in 2023. We didn't talk to each other for a whole year because life just happens. Everybody goes their different ways. I was focused on school, and it's like we reconnected coincidentally. So it's just like everything really happens for a reason. And when you realize the reason why it did not happen when you wanted it to, it's like, thank God it didn't happen when it wanted it to, because it might not be as beautiful as it is now. So I feel like when we say love, I just feel like right person, right time or wrong time, but I feel like you would never know because it's always going to be something very much more outside of you. Because I feel like we don't have control. I feel like it's the universe and also spiritual if that person's meant for you. Because they're meant for you, the universe is going to bring them back to you.
What are some signs that a love story is genuine even if doesn't look flawless?
Where love look flawless. Y'all asked some very good questions. Oh my gosh. A love story where I thought love was flawless. Yeah. Okay. So I would say when I was very young, I would say teenage years are like the years where you think someone is so perfect and there weren't at all. There's this one love story. Well, I call it a crush. I had a crush on a guy in high school, um, and he obviously liked women, but I did not. Obviously, I'm not one of those guys where it's like, oh my gosh, I don't care, you're gonna date me. But it was like flawless in the way where I would daydream. Are y'all daydreamers? Because I'm a daydreamer. So it's like if I like hyper focus on something, I'm gonna dream about it, or I'm gonna make it a beautiful romantic movie in my head. And it's like, oh my gosh, we could get married and live in a castle, and you look so flawless. Like he's over here burping and got a disgusting beard, and I'm like, oh, you're so amazing. I like this about you. You're flawless. Like that's me being flawless. So it's not really me being external about it. It was more me being internal, and I found myself doing that as a pattern. Whenever I had a crush on a guy, it would be like I wouldn't vocalize it. I will always keep it inside my head, and I would just be like, "Oh, you're so flawless. There's nothing wrong with you." It could be like so many things wrong, like burping, farting. You can't pay for a simple McDonald's meal, and I'm over here just like, "You're the world. I need to marry you." It's like you cannot like because I remember, and this is how I actually got into anime, and I kid you not, I got so the first time I watched anime, I watched Death Note, and it wasn't because I found it interesting, because I feel like I could tell by my vibes. It's like, yeah, Zaya doesn't look like that type of person. I like more happy bubblegum type of shows. Um, Now the funny part was I started watching that show because the guy that I liked that show. So the only way I would be able to talk about more than just like hi was if I watched Death Note. So that's when I thought it was flawless, but it was clear signs like it was not going to work out because I was creeped out by episode like 10 minutes into episode one. I was like, yeah, no, not the death book, no.
Yeah, that's a great boy. I totally agree with your point.
Yeah.
Another question is, what are some signs that a love story is genuine, even if it doesn't look flawless? are your thoughts on sex before marriage? What does it mean to you in a relationship? Also, would you say you are the type who dates to marry, or do you prefer to let things grow naturally and see?
I am absolutely a person to date to marry because who's dating just for fun? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I hate to say it now in America because we do have different, like in the United States is very complex because I feel like, and I'm saying this as a country, yes, I am a person that dates to marry. I wanted to rare ones. Now, I feel like in the United States, because of just like the difference in how the Western culture is that people really do either play with your feelings for their own sexual advances or something that they want money wise, social media wise, because you just look good on their arm. And it's very complex and it's very kind of brutal out here. It's brutal out here. But for me, I just knew, like, I obviously was not when I first started dating in teenage years because it wasn't normal, especially like gay marriage is kind of like, okay, are you really gonna marry this guy? So for me, I would say at first I wasn't even thinking about marriage because I was like 16, 17, 18, even 20. Just because over in the United States, it's like looked down upon to marry too early. It's like if you get married at 27 to your 40s, it's like wonderful. But for some reason, when you get married at 21, 22, or 20, it's like your marriage is not going to last. And it's so sad as a society that we are conditioned to think like, oh, I can get married right now. So I feel like for most people in the United States, it's like the marriage, like dating to marry is kind of like in the back of people's minds because it's like it's just cute. It's just he's a cute guy, she's a cute girl. Like it's gonna work out, maybe. I don't know. And if it doesn't, I'll go get another one. It's so sad. But for me, as I got older and as I got more in my career, I feel like that's when I could start thinking about marriage. Because I'm like, if we're gonna get married, we need some money to pay for this wedding. Now with my current partner, yes, we have been discussing about marriage and talking about that. And I feel like your relationship is different where y'all both know for the jump it's like, hey, we do want to marry each other. And it's not saying you have to propose right then and there. You don't like, okay, I get people that I don't want to scare them off, but it's like at least you know that they're going to be there for you and they have intentions with you and you're not wasting your time. Now, sex before marriage, different cultures. Different cultures. For me, I just feel like whatever floats your boat. I have friends that are very hyper in sex. I have friends that are very more like very serious, like they don't want to have sex till marriage. And I just feel like it's definitely okay. I feel like it's like when it comes to sex, I feel like it's very something sacred and it shouldn't be exploited on internet. That's just me. And I just feel like it's up to the couple if they decide they want to do that or not. Now, I don't judge, but if they want to, they can. Now, it just happens for different relationships. So I feel like as long as you make connections about like, yes, we're dating to marry and y'all talk about what y'all want to do for your relationship, that is on you. I feel like in social media now, everybody wants to publicize everything and bring all their attention and problems to social media. And then that's when you get too many opinions. And then that's when your relationships start breaking down because you're now worried about 400 people on the internet that you never saw a day in your life saying, oh my gosh, why are you getting married? You're too young. Now you're thinking in your head, you shouldn't get married. So it's weird. It's weird to date and with social media. It's weird. But I'm a date to marry person. So I ain't wasting my time over here. I'm not.
Okay, so that's amazing. Yeah, so we go to the part two, and when the love doesn't feel like love anymore, and okay, so have you ever felt pressure to maintain the image of perfect couple? How did that affect your relationship?
Ooh. So I actually had this experience for the first time. And I am a perfectionist. I like from like school, I was always a straight A student, straight like A's, some B's. And you know how you always had that one student in class where they're like, I need to get an A no matter what. Like I was that student. I wanted to be perfect. So I feel like though like having that mentality in my previous relationships where it was like I knew I should have let go of my partner my ex partners before, but it was like for some reason I just couldn't let go. And it wasn't because, oh, I was afraid of being alone. It was a way of just like, I invested too much time already, a year and some change. And it was like, I don't want to let this go because my family got used to it. My friends got used to it. And it got to a point where, of course, I just had to let go. And when I let go, that's when I learned that everybody was just faking it. So that way they thought I was happy, but I wasn't happy. So it's like maybe we should be honest with each other. Because I'm like, if my mother would have told me I did not like that person, I would have been left them sooner. But I feel like a lot of people stay in relationships, especially if they're hyper online. No judgment. I feel like, why do you feel like you have to keep publicizing your relationship over and over and over if it's so good? We just want to spread the love. Mm. You want to sell a fantasy that you not getting in real life. I'm sorry. That's just me. And you would never ever see me do couple vlogs. You might see me do like a TikTok dance, but I would never do a full out couple channel and stuff like that. It's just, it wouldn't be healthy. No.
Oh, that's a great point. Do you believe perfect love really exists, or is it just a beautiful illusion? I mean, like, many people try to build a perfect love, and they think that this love need to have more interaction, more viewers, to post on online social media platforms to get the fame, to become famous. And is it necessary to become illusioned by building a perfect love, or is it really exist in real life? So what are your thoughts on this opinion?
Oh, I feel like love, if it's gonna be a color, I feel like it's always gonna. I feel like love, honestly, it could be different colors, and it will be different colors based off your stages. I feel like sometimes with love being I feel like perfect love to me does exist. It does. I'm a Disney lover. I love Disney. So you already know I love all the movies and the hopeless romantic. I'm a hopeless romantic. So of course I believe perfect love. But I do believe that there's also within perfect love, you're not going to get everything that you want. So I feel like it's a test in a way where it's like, hey, yes, this partner is 80% of what you want it to be, but 20% is something that you wasn't prepared for. So are you still going to take this person for who they are? Or are you going to leave them so that way you could get 20% of what you thought that person was, but 80% is now completely different? So I feel like perfect love exists, but it's always something where we sometimes trick ourselves out of, where it's like this person is so perfect, but they're not this. This person is so perfect, but he has blonde hair, or he has, or she has short hair, or their family comes from, I don't know, somewhere. And it's like, I feel like perfect love, right? You know, when you got perfect love, when you questioning, is this person going to be the right fit? Like, he's perfect or she's perfect, but that's when you found perfect love. And it's a test for you to figure out, are you going to put your guard down and allow this person to show you who they are? Or are you going to just keep that guard up and just be like, no, you're not my type, move on? So I feel like perfect love comes with a test before you find out it's perfect love. And it's sometimes, it could be very rewarding. I feel like for me, my current partner, we had that stage where it was like, yes, you're perfect, you're stunning, but we had some things that happened. So it was like, okay, do I continue? Do I go back, or do I just ignore it? I took that chance, and now I'm happily ever after and talking about marriage. So it's like, you just got to be willing to take a risk for perfect love. Now, if there's some red flags where the man or the person is very controlling, don't do it. I can't stand controlling people. I can't stand controlling people. They are cuckoo.
Sometimes love can evolve into a deep companionship rooted in mutual respect, mutual understanding, and shared life experiences. It can turn into a quiet kind of
Mhm.
devotion. That's good. Okay, so have you ever felt pressure to maintain the image of perfect couple, and how did that affect
Mhm.
your relationship? I mean, do you always try to build the perfect couple and post it on
Mm-hmm.
online social media so that many people will like you, will give you their follow, their subscribe. And is it really necessary to maintain the perfect couple like that?
Yes. So, hmm yeah, I just feel like with love is just about the strength and being weak. And when I say that, it means like being able to let your emotions show to your lover.
And for now, we are moving on to part 3, red flags with real love. Have you ever heard the word red flags?
Red, like a red flag with love. Oh, I can name out of several because me and my friends talk about it. Red flags, controlling. If like there is nothing wrong with a man being assertive or dominant. Nothing's wrong with a man or a woman telling you like, "Hey, I'm going to fix this, and we're going to eat." That's taking lead. That's beautiful. We're talking about a man that's telling you exactly what to wear. Like now, this could be different for different cultures, but for ideally for the Western culture, if a man's telling you you can't go here, you can't go there, you can't do that, yada yada yada, whatever. It's kind of like a bit more controlling. Now, if there's obviously things that happen in your relationship where he feels that way, that's different. So really controlling. Um, Also, I would say another red flag is if the person don't introduce you to their family. I feel like that's a red flag because I'm like, if you're not willing to introduce me to your family, that's a red flag because you're not taking me serious. Number three, if the person don't brush their teeth, I'm sorry, I don't know that I'm like if you don't brush your teeth, then you don't care about your. I don't know. It's that's my pet peeve. I'm like clean breath, please, clean breath. Another thing is how you treat others. If you treat others with disrespect, how you gonna treat me? Like I don't like disrespectful people, closed-minded people, especially right now in the United States where politics is very much more. You either meet a 180 person or you meet a person that's similar to you. I feel like people that are. I feel like it could be a red flag, especially for me personally, and I'm so glad I don't have this. If a person's not open-minded to other things in a way of seeing things from different perspectives, seeing different cultures. I feel like that's a red flag too. Another red flag is if they don't respect your boundaries. So let's just say you want to wait till marriage and they're saying no, I want it now. That's a red flag. Another red flag is if they can't Hmm. Another red flag is if they can't treat you like the lady that you should be. That's a red flag. If he has a problem with opening the car door for you, problem. If he has a problem paying dinner, that's a major problem. So I feel like those are a few red flags. Or if he talks bad about you to his friends, or yeah, that's another red flag. Yeah, that's another. Oh, I got so many red flags just from stories I hear and experiences. But that's a few.
I'm really scared of a red flag. Yeah, he guards me. So I'm so scared.
Yes.
Yeah, so we go to the part 4 is how to be loved better. And what qualities or habits are you hear me?
Yeah. No, I can hear you. I was just like, oh, how to be loved better. Oh. Well, I actually went through this journey last year where I was discovering what love would be like. And it literally, what I would say is the first step would be allowing yourself to feel emotions. Either when you're going through a breakup or if you're just feeling lonely, allow yourself to feel those emotions. Cause I promise you, they're gonna come back. And when you're in a relationship, could be more than 100% more vulnerable, more emotional, and you need to start learning how to communicate your feelings. So when you're by yourself, I feel like that would be the first main step, being able to talk to yourself in the mirror or even write it down about like how you feel so that way you can at least communicate when you're in that relationship. The next thing I would say is take yourself out to like favorite things that you want to do. So for me, it was a coffee shop. I love going to the coffee shops by myself, reading a book, just showing so that way you can also learn more about what you like. So there might be some things that you might never know. Like I end up liking painting. So when I got with my current partner, I was able to put in what I really like now into like dating idea, like going on dates or self care for me, even throughout this relationship, because you still need your you time. And then the next step after finding out your self care, then you start building your boundaries up. So we're getting to the point where we're feeling a bit more full about ourselves and we're getting happier. Great. We want the happiness to continue. So what did we learn from our past situations that we could do now that's going to create those healthy boundaries? The minute it feels unhealthy, that's okay. It's okay to have some unhealthy boundaries after being hurt to the point where you don't want to ever let someone in again. And if that's for you, that's totally fine. Allow yourself to feel those emotions and those boundaries. After those boundaries, the next thing will be actually just putting yourself out there and don't be so quick to take the first person that say they like you. Because the first one is never gonna be the one that's gonna be for you. It's always gonna be the best one where you feel that feeling. And when you feel that feeling, you will know and you're willing to go there. So I feel like really taking time with yourself, self-care, communicating your emotions are the main basis that you could do now to become loved better by your partner and also loving yourself better.
Yes, that's a good one. And do you think that self love is an important foundation for loving someone else? Where is it playing an essential role in maintaining healthy relationship with the beloved ones?
Hmm. I would say myself, my version of self love now really helped me open up to my partner in a way where I never thought I would before. So I feel like with self love is something that is very personal journey, and I feel like not there's just not one way to have perfect self love, because different people bring out different things in you. So I just feel like the more you're open to communicating your feelings to yourself and also to your partner, the better your relationship will be. And you can even practice by opening about your relationships with your friends, even too. Like that's a perfect step in the right direction.
Yeah, so how can couples learn to grow together instead of growing apart?
Mhm. So the best thing that I would say is being honest, being transparent. Don't have secrets. Secrets will be the recipe for disaster in a relationship. Just be honest. Just just don't make things seem secretive if that's making sense. So if I have a question for my partner or if he has a question for me, I'm gonna answer full on 100% truthfully because I love him and I care for him and he cares about me and he loves me. So it's just a mutual respect. Just be honest. Another thing is don't talk bad about your partner to other people. I feel like when you talk bad about your partner to other people that's not in your relationship, it's like somehow gets back and it's like, do this person even love me? Do they even care about me? So I feel like that's another break of trust. Another thing I would say is besides not talking bad about your partner, but also be unified. I feel like a lot of couples they need to remember being unified in public. Like, yes, it's important to have your own opinions, but if you feel like you like your for example like your boyfriend or husband or your wife and or girlfriend is getting like going through a debate or going through an argument, at least be there for your partner. Like come on now, like nobody wants to go through things alone, especially when it becomes like confrontational. So I feel like those are the only few things. I feel like trust is the main thing, and when you break that trust, then that's when the relationship is already ruined and it's only a matter of time before you break up.
Yeah, I think so. So has there ever been a moment when you realized that the depth of love actually came from something imperfect? So, if you have more one day with someone you love, how would you spend it?
Oh, well, if I have one day to spend it with the person that I love, which is of course my partner, we actually talked about like, okay, please fast forward. Like, I hate summer. Like, I love summer, but I hate summer. I like cold weather. I like breezy weather because I love sweaters. I love coffee. I feel like the outfits are much more fashionable. You know, where you could wear layers on top of stuff. So I would definitely would like to go to a coffee shop. and then like get coffee, walk around, and then I would love to go to a vinyl store, look at vinyls, listen to music. After that, we will obviously go to lunch, get a salad or something. I don't know. And then after that, then we gotta get a sweet treat, of course, because you need a sweet treat. And then come back, watch Netflix, and go to sleep. Like that's literally will be the perfect day for me. It's so relaxing. Now, the only thing I would do different if it was no money involved, get a back massage
Do
by a
you like
professional.
Disneyland? Do you like Disneyland? Yeah, I think I want to
Yes.
go. Yeah, go to Disneyland with my lover.
Oh yes, Disney. Oh my gosh, how did I not say that when I'm a Disney freak? Yes, Disney, but not a day. I would go there for a whole forever. I would love to go to Disney. Love. Now I've been to Disney before, but I would love to go with a lover. Ooh, it'll be exciting.
Yes, Disneyland is a great destination for young couples. Has
Yes.
there ever been a moment when you realized that the depth of love actually came from something imperfect? What do you think?
Hmm. I don't have any regrets about how things worked out for me and my partner, because everything led us to this point where we are now in the most healthiest, loving way. I don't have any regrets. No, nothing. Regret.
Think that one day would change the way you live afterward.
One thing that would change, like living. Can you say it again? I'm sorry.
Okay, how do you think that one day would change the way you live afterward?
Wow. So one day where it changed everything. Honestly, it's so crazy to think like that because literally that one day did change everything and it was our date night and it literally changed everything in a way where it was like, wow, it's so crazy to look back on. Like in the moment you don't realize that your life is changing. But when you look back after a few months, be like, wow, things are changing. And I'm gonna look back on that on the wedding day and I'll be like, wow, we got here.
Do you think that small activities, tiny things that the beloved one has spent on yourself is really necessary and emotional? Or you tend to be emotional and respect for these tiny things like this? What do you think about it?
I, hmm. I feel like with love, there's so many things that goes into it when you talk about those small activities. Cause it can vary among people, of course. But for me, I just feel like the small things about just like caring, having food ready. I'm a foodie. Just remembering small things that will make me feel better, or just giving me a hug, or being there for me. Like those small things matter to me the most. So quality time for me is literally like my love language, and that's one thing where I like that's what makes perfect love to me. Like quality time together.
And that wraps up today's episode of Love Untold Stories. A huge thank you to our wonderful guest for opening up and sharing such heartfelt experiences with us. Your honesty and perspective
Mhm.
brought so much depth to this conversation, and we are truly grateful for your time and presence. To our listeners, thank you for tuning in and holding space for this story with us. Until next time, take care and keep raising love in all its beautiful and unexpected forms. So, do you have the final sentences to share, to talk to the audiences and our viewers of our podcast today?
Of course, yes. So my main thing would be to the audience is just continue living life, do what you want, and the perfect lover will come literally to you, like it will come to you when you least expect it. Focus on you, live for you, dream, be that hopeless romantic. That's like dreaming is not weak, and hoping one day your prince will come is the most beautiful thing ever. So that's what I will leave the audience with. But if you want to come check out my podcast, the ZAYA Show season 9 is premiering in September on September 23rd. on September 23rd, and it's all about happiness. And we're going to be talking through interviews, and also you're going to hear more story times about me. So it's going to be a lot of fun. So definitely, thank you so much for having me on. I love supporting new podcasters. So definitely, I wish y'all the best for finishing up season one. I know y'all got a good way to go with recording different episodes, but I'm so excited I was able to be part of season one.
Okay, yeah, and thank you so much for having time with us today.
Good.
So, okay. So why might people to stay in a relationship even when it's no longer fulfilling? And staying isn't about comfort. Is it about loyalty, or quiet belief, and that love can change from and still be worth holding on to? What do you think about that?
hmm So with love, staying, I feel like when you are in love with a partner, you are taking this partner through the storms where y'all will travel together. These are going to be problems that you will face as a union. You are literally a union together. So staying out of comfort is doing a disservice for not only you, but the both of you. Because if you don't have the person's best interest and you just don't care what happens, and this person is really going through a hard time health wise, mentally, emotionally, like a past in the family, like, and you're not really caring, like, what's that person like? How's that going to benefit that person? Also, how's it going to benefit you? Because I would hate to think that you would be an evil person and just say he could cry or she could cry on the floor. So I feel like you have to leave when you don't feel it, when you don't feel comfortable or when you feel weird. Just leave. Let that person go find that person that's going to be there for them, and you go find that person that's going to be there for you.